Hey guys, Koizi here, and I gotta say, 2020 sucks. Big time. From the celebrity deaths galore to Donald Trump to COVID to wildfires, and especially from the lack of attention I got on the internet to all the, can I not mention that, since it's too personal? Anyways, 2020 is the worst year ever. But, there's always diamonds in the rough. And for this year, it's shows like Duncan Going Meet a Runner, and movies like Sonic the Hedgehog and Banslum, but more specifically, it's half of the animated movies that it gave us. Let this list show you how a year like the Big 20 got feature animation right. Here's the top 5 best animated films of 2020.
Think you know just what to do, but I've got a ton more experience than you in adult things.
We're starting off with some unpopular opinions here. Such as, I really like Trolls World Tour. That's right. I enjoyed a sequel to frickin' Trolls. I was definitely not a fan of the first Trolls, since I thought that was mediocre at best. But the sequel, oh, this is better. First off, the world building is not just creative, but something I have dreamed of in an animated film, where you got this whole area based around music, with each town based on a certain genre having an environment that fits the genre. Then you have the story, which may be a copy of Smurfs The Lost Village and Avengers Infinity War, but it has surprise touches that make sense in this music world, like the message of being different and good leadership, and the multi-genre cover songs that makes this film sound like a nicely mixed playlist. The animation takes the movie's creativity to the max with fitting materials and vibrant colors. Poppy and Branch get more character than in the predecessor, and Barb is possibly one of my favorite DreamWorks villains of all time. This is only the start of the list, because most of the other characters aren't that well developed, and like I said, the story copies Smurfs and Avengers. But, even with those flaws, World Tour is a step in the right direction for improving a weak DreamWorks movie.
You know just what to do, but I've got a ton more experience than you in adult things.
Oh boy. Bring in the hate mail cause I'm talking about a movie you don't want on this list. But, I don't give a crap, so here it is. The number 4 best is Scoob. I gotta say, this film is not bad at all. In fact, it's the best ScoobyDoo movie ever made. The story is very unique by mixing a Nunku-style tone with the franchise's typical traits. The animation is fluid, and greatly updates the designs for computer animation. The characters stay true to their lovable selves and bring some enjoyable charm to the movie. I really don't get the hate for this film. It's extremely good. I don't see anything wrong with it. But Koizi, there's no mystery. There's clearly a mystery in this movie about Scooby's origins. It tries to be hip and cool for the young kids. Aside from Brian dabbing, the movie is not following any outdated trends. It's just references, people. They replaced the voice actors with celebrities. Yeah, they had to. Remember, this is from Warner Animation Group, the studio that lost money from 2 Lego movies. They can't just bring the VS back SpongeBob style after box office bombs. Casting celebrities could have them really use that lost money. Besides, they sound just fine, as the Scooby-Doo gang. I do respect your opinion, if you find this mediocre, but bashing it to pieces and calling it the worst animated film of 2020. BFFFT. Worst animated film my Scooby-Doo be but.
Think you know just what to do, but I've got a ton more experience than you in adult things.
Phew. Now we're getting into a movie that everybody does like. And surprise, it's a Netflix movie. No, it's not Willowbees. It's Over the Moon. When the streaming service first announced this, I was intrigued right off the bat, especially due to coming from a Disney veteran like Glenn Keane. But, when the first trailer came out, I got more skeptical, because the story looked lazy, and I was worried about Chin, the little brother, being the annoying comic relief, so that made me avoid seeing more trailers and go into this movie with quite a caution. Thankfully, the movie is extremely better than I thought, and better than anything that Netflix put out. Except for Klaus. The story turned out much more complex by explaining why Mary had to go to Lemuria, not the moon, turning it into a quest to find a mysterious item, where you don't know what it is throughout, causing twists and turns wherever you go. The animation is drop-dead gorgeous and bursting with creativity and color. The look of Lemuria alone is oozing with artistry. The character of Mary is relatable and likable in every way. Thank God Chin isn't that annoying, since he isn't a comic relief. That goes to Gobi, who is friggin' hilarious and reminds me of Wrecking Ball from the Skylanders games. The movie also has some great songs that vary from traditional Chinese tunes to classic Disney style to K-pop to acoustic. It's kinda like Trolls World Tour. Over the Moon is not just the best animated film Netflix put out this year, but it's also the year's biggest surprise.
You know just what to do, but I've got a ton more experience than you in adult things.
Jumping from one streamer to another, this movie is like Scoob. Well, in a way. I already talked about both of these movies in the top 10 best animated films based on a cartoon. If you haven't seen that list, go ahead and click the suggestion in the top left corner of the video to check out part 2. Anyways, the other cartoon-based movie in this top 5 is Candace Against the Universe. Like I said in that video, I'm not just a Phineas and Ferb fan. I'm a damn fanatic. I watched a crap ton of Phineas and Ferb in the previous decade. It's the show that introduced me to Disney Channel. This movie captures that kind of nostalgia to the max, big time. The simple rescue story turned out to have more original layers than any movie with that kind of story. The animation decided to level up its impressiveness of creativity with the popping colors and cool aliens. The characters feel more human than in the show. Especially Candace, who became the most relatable character I've seen in an animated film in a long time. The songs have also been leveled up to give us a unique memorable soundtrack that will put you on the edge of your seat. This Phineas and Ferb movie is a great start to animated features for Disney+. Speaking of which,
By adulting. Yes, adulting.
He makes us very fine. Don't cheat.
I'm adult.
you all know this one is coming. It's a masterpiece that everyone's been waiting for. Since it came out last week, we won't stop talking about it. This film is everything that movies should be in every way. The #1 best animated film of 2020 is Pixar's Soul. This movie is about the meaning of living, and what to do in life. The story takes that up to a notch by telling something unexpected so we can learn something that we wouldn't get in any movie. I wouldn't spoil that message for you, but when you see the movie, it will mature you as much as it matured me. The animation is gorgeously unique by taking two styles into one look. You got the real world, which looks so realistic that it makes this computer animation look 2050s quality. Then you got the Yosemite, which takes inspiration from jazz art to bring a hybrid of CG and hand-drawn, and brings out places that literally portray passions. The two characters of Joe Gardner and 22 are highly relatable and lovable, due to being two symbols of the movie's moral. Joe is the embodiment of what to do in life, and 22 is the embodiment of the meaning of life. This is what makes them inspiring heroes you can root for in an animated film. There's other characters like Dorothea Williams and Jerry that also play in the moral as well. For 19 years, I've been waiting for something to truly inspire me to move forward and keep going with my life. Then this movie came along, and I can't thank Pixar more for motivating me with confidence. Soul is not just the #1 greatest animated film of 2020, but it will also have a title that's even more special. And that's my best list for top 5 animated films of 2020. Tell me what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. and stay tuned for the inevitable worst list. This is Cozy, signing out for Happy New Year.